Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Lindau and I'm the sales manager at Trachte Building Systems. Today we're going to show you a little bit different video, and that is concerning looking to convert existing buildings into self-storage. Many of the opportunities that are out there across the country is to convert existing buildings that were used for something else into self-storage. Because as you know, the trend in our society today, as many people are wanting to move downtown to be close to the downtown area instead of the suburbs, that there is a lot of need for self-storages in the downtown locations compared to way out in the suburbs. The building behind me is going to be converted into a self-storage. What it was a food store for many years. It has been empty because it doesn't fit into some of the other big boxes. Didn't want this particular building, and the city has now allowed to have self-storage in its place. It took a while for the city to allow it, but one of the things you have to remember with these buildings is they are living entities. This building is here. It hasn't been leased. It hasn't had another use. So the cities are more aware to allow you to build self-storage where maybe technically they wouldn't have allowed it in a normal situation. One of the advantages you get with this kind of building is look where it's located. You have a lot of retail space. You have other big box stores near it. It's going to be where people do business. That means it is a really good retail environment. So this is going to be a time-lapse video. This self-storage is just getting started. The person ordered his plans from us just this week. He's going to start with demolition, and you're going to see a beginning and end to the process of doing a conversion. I've been asked many times, what makes a conversion successful? One of the things is how you get entrance to the unit. Because the conventional way to do it is go through the front door that you have, you park out front, put your stuff on carts, and go inside the unit. But if you want to take it to another level of convenience, you actually unload out of the weather. With this building here, he is actually going to knock a hole through this wall and be able to drive all the way through the building to the other side, which makes it outstanding because in inclement weather, you are going to be the one to go to because you'll be able to keep it safe, clean, and dry. He's also doing it because he's right next to the McDonald's drive-thru right here, and everyone's going to see it, understand what it is, and we'll look at the signage once it's done to be able to make sure everyone knows that it's a self-storage facility. Here we are inside the building. As I told you, it was just purchased. Now we're in the demolition phase. The demolition phase starts with making sure all of the flooring is correct. Fix it, seal it, grind it, whatever you do to make it look good. The existing lighting will be taken down and re-put up with new efficient LED lighting. You will also have to make sure you fix the roof so it isn't leaking. That can be a major expense. And also update or possibly fix the sprinkler system. This particular project had to update the sprinkler system because actually self-storage has more of a sprinkler need than a food store, which was amazing, but that's one thing you want to check. So here we're just in the beginning phases, and you'll see it as it goes along. Some time has passed since we talked about this conversion earlier in the year, and what has gone on is there's been a lot of demolition inside the building. They have ripped out all the existing flooring, they had to redo the sprinkler systems, they're painting, and they made an opening here on the end so you get access to it. Plus, we're going to look on the ends here where they have the drive-through section. Because what we're going to look at today, we're actually getting delivery of the product. So let's take a peek here. We'll take a look on the side. One of the advantages that this building's going to have is going to be able to be drove through. So it's going to be very easy for the customer to move their goods into their unit. Now you see they've cut an opening and they had to put a steel beam header across here for this entrance. Okay, when you're looking to convert your existing building, Basically, you do demolition on the whole interior like we have done here. They had old tiles on the ground. You rip them all up, then smooth the concrete surface as best you can. Well, now we're actually under construction with this project. Now, what happened is, inside here, they have cleaned up the entire floor. They have grinded the floors down so you have a nice smooth finish. We also, if you look up, you'll see that they've painted the ceiling, the bar joist. Over here isn't painted, that is painted. They do it to make sure it's all clean before they put any of the material in. They're also making any holes that they had to do, because back there is the door that they're going to put in to have the drive-through section. And while that's all underway, now we're actually going to see our product being put in. Now, if we look over here, you're going to see the erectors putting in the corridor systems. They first lay out all the components, then they start to do the assembly. We're going to show you here a fast assembly of the materials, but it's going to give you a good idea of the process which to build a whole self-storage unit. Okay, when you're actually laying out the material, first thing you'll do is chalk line to make sure you have all the units dimensioned properly. Because a lot of times you'll see a change from what we think the building size is to what it actually is. Here the units are all laid out, they're starting to assemble it. The units behind here, the frames are up, the walls are in, the doors are going to be staged. And here is particular unit that is completed. This is a 10 by 10 that a lot of times we have to enclose the columns. And this one is done perfectly where we brought the column right in where the wall is so it doesn't infringe in the building. Our partition is vertical and we have wire mesh that so you can't go from one unit to the next. In some of the units you decide to use a swing door in lieu of a roll-up door. A lot of times because they stack easier, and especially when we ship overseas, because in a cargo container we can put a lot more of these in than a standard roll-up door. Well, hello everyone. Today is the day. This is the grand opening day of Secure Storage in Watertown, Wisconsin. Here it is, the site behind me, and we're going to take a look at the entire project. Now let's just take a look from left to right. They painted the exterior, which I thought was a nice touch. They put a nice banding on it, and then they put their signage. They have their now open sign. Up at the front, they put in a large sign that's on the main road. Because this was a grocery store, it's located really on a nice, heavily trafficked road. Well, here we are looking at the office area. And what is unique on this site is he figured it would be too expensive to have somebody there all the time. So what he did on the end of this building is had a business, okay? And this business person is also going to rent his units. So he's just gonna pay him like commission. So it keeps your costs down on a smaller town, because this is a town of around 30,000 people. So people are going to rent their units there, and then when they actually move their goods on, you're going to show the other aspect is where you actually drive into the building to be able to unload. So it's very convenient. Plus he's also adding climate control into this smaller town environment where there is no climate control here whatsoever. So little different idea, and let's take a look. What makes this site very cool in my opinion is the drive-through aspect. And here he has his keypad heavily defended, which is excellent, where you'll get that automatic door to open to drive your vehicle into the site. Very nice feature. Not quite finished here with the paving, but he's ready to rent. Okay, here is the gate. We've entered our number in. Now we're ready to drive in. So one of the things you worry about when you drive in is, you know, especially in snow country, you're gonna get snow coming off of your truck and everything. So they have ground this so it does have a small valley in the middle. And here, there's going to be carts here, and here you have the units. Notice you hear right now that the door is going to shut behind me, and I'm going to drive through to keep the heat in and the coolant in, depending on what time of year it is. Now, with the corridor here, he used a little bit different. He used a taller corridor system, a 9'0". And that gives it a little taller. Why not? It wasn't economical, and this wasn't tall enough to do a 2-story in, but it did make it feel nicer and bigger when we get to an actual unit. So now let's go take a peek at a unit. Here's unit 446. He has the numbers centered, very typical. And this is one of the large ones, like a 10 by 25 unit. You come inside, you're gonna see that there's vertical partition in this. You have what's called bridging angle, and you use wire mesh above to give you your nice big unit. So this is a very big unit, 10 by 25. And it's gonna be one of the desirable ones because it's right out next, because my car can be parked right here. So that's very nice. So then down here, if you go look out to the end, if we look all the way down, we can drive and see the exit. So it's a straight shot, simple to do. There was a lot of demolition in here. If we look up to the ceiling, you're gonna see that he painted it all white. It's spray painted, it's ready for phase 2. But what he plans to do here is park cars and stuff inside, because until this is rented, he's gonna use it for other storage to help get his income up to be able to get to the break-even point, because that's what everybody's after, getting to the break-even point, and then of course, eventually making money on the project. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Paint it red, bright white, paint it red. Awesome. Now, a point that goes to the office is directly here. You're gonna have hallways. So here's a typical hallway. With the conversion, our normal is 5 feet. Some people might even do a little wider, 6 feet. That's considered nice, and it's something you can think about. The customer here put on what's called diamond plating and corner guards to help protect when they have cards. Used our premium flush panel system, worked great. Here's like a small door. They're always 3/8 wide. They're always super easy to open. Here's a little 5x5 unit. Now, when you attach to another wall, you notice it was smart of him to paint it first. This looks perfect, you know, and great clean unit. That's what people are gonna love. And they're not gonna be hot or too, and in Wisconsin, way too cold in the winter. That's what's an advantage. So then it's right access right to the office. So you can come through the office right here or drive. Make it convenience for customers. Great idea. Here we are walking out another hallway. You notice that they're using LED lights in all of this, and the lights are all turned off until you start to walk down it, because here he has all the units open. He's still doing some cleaning, but the lights will come on. It's automatic. He also has cameras going down all the hallways, and so that helps make sure you have security. That'll all be tied up front to the office. So the person doesn't even have to walk around here and know everything that's going on in the facility. So to increase the visibility of the site, at the last minute he decided to spend the money and put in some nice commercial glass windows that you see here. And he has, these are actually fake doors here with a little 2.5 foot hallway to be able to see it at night. Because in reality, this thing is going to be the most visible at night. And what an outstanding feature to help people understand that it's self-storage. You'll have the signage, but man, the doors always are key, and this will be outstanding. This is primo, what you want at night. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tour from beginning and end for this conversion. And we at Trachte have been building many conversions across the country, because why is because a lot of times this is the opportunity to be able to be close to the people and convert a building that's not doing what it was originally done, and transform it into self-storage. So if you do it properly, it can work outstanding. And hope you enjoyed this video, and look at the other videos that we have at Trachte Building Systems. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me, James Lindau at Trachte.com or jlindau at Trachte.com, and I'll try to help you with any of your self-storage needs. Thank you, and you guys have a great day.